Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Bullet Train, a Japanese thriller from 1975 that stars Ken Takakura and Sonny Chiba. Our good YouTube friend, That Fat Samurai Guy, told me about this movie, which I had not seen, and I just recently got a chance to check it out, so we have him to thank for recommending this one. Tetsuo Okita, played by Ken Takakura, is a former businessman who lost his manufacturing company job and went bankrupt and separated from his wife and son a year earlier. Desperate to make ends meet and start over, he collaborates with a former employee in an elaborate plot to extort money from the government. Hikari 109 is a high-speed bullet train carrying 1,500 passengers from Tokyo to Hakata. Shortly after the train's departure, the railway security head is notified by Okita that a bomb has been placed aboard and will explode if the train slows down below 80 kilometers per hour. Hikari 109's conductor, played by Sonny Chiba, is told not to slow the train down, obviously, while the security personnel aboard the train search for the bomb. Police officials back in Tokyo are tasked to either find the bomber or the bomb first. Wow, this premise sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Because I think I've heard of this one before. It's basically the same premise as the Keanu Reeves movie Speed from 1994. And as it turns out, that's not a coincidence. According to Wikipedia, which is always right, screenwriter Graham Yost was told by his father, Canadian television host Elwie Host, about a 1985 film called Runaway Train starring Jon Voight, about a train that speeds out of control. The film was based on a 1963 concept by Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa. Elwie mistakenly believed that the train's situation was due to a bomb on board. Such a theme had in fact been used in the 1975 Japanese film Bullet Train. So I guess Speed was not like directly influenced by Bullet Train, but it was directly influenced by an adaptation of the concept that later became Bullet Train. So I've seen Speed like dozens of times over the years, and I had no idea that it was essentially based off of a Japanese property. So that's your fun fact for the day. If you look up Bullet Train online, the first thing you'll notice is the runtime, which is a little daunting. It's like 2 hours and 34 minutes long, but it's nothing to worry about in this case. It does not feel like 2 hours and 34 minutes long. The pacing is so good in this, it doesn't matter. So don't let that deter you from sitting down and watching it. It's a fast and furious thriller, a lot of suspense and absorbing conflict. The problems and impending dangers are constant. And due to the messed up traffic control that occurs due to this situation, which is caused by the train's required minimum speed, there are all kinds of dangerous situations that result from this. You know, there's another train which is on schedule that's put on a collision course with this train, so the protagonist's got to figure out a way to avoid that. There's problems with the media, the passengers on board. There's an investigation element, which means that there's some conflict off the train, again, similar to Speed in that regard. There's some bomb disposal discussions and tactics as well, so there's a lot of entertaining stuff in this. You could classify this as an entertaining crowd pleaser, I think. There are some good practical effects, stunt work, and explosions. The technology of the era is interesting to see as well. You know, they have in this basically train traffic control boardroom area, they have this huge office, and it has lights across all the walls, and it shows where the trains are at any given time. It's almost like a gigantic train map with light bulbs on it, basically, is what it looks like. Tons of computer stations, like big computers, obviously. But it's kind of cool to go back and see the technology of the 70s, like this state-of-the-art technology of the 70s. And as I mentioned already, you get Ken Takakura and Sonny Chiba. That certainly helps. Most international cinephiles will recognize Takakura from the Michael Douglas film Black Rain, but he has been in some other big-time Japanese movies like Antarctica is one of my favorites from the 80s. And then we also have Tetsuo Tamba, who also has a supporting role, and you will definitely recognize him. So the acting is locked down in this film. We got some good actors here. In terms of maybe some criticisms, I do think there are a few unrealistic coincidences that happen, like the coffee shop event. I mean, I guess, when things go bad, they go really bad in real life. So maybe it's not that unrealistic. It's kind of a nitpick. But, yeah, this is, if you want just a fun Japanese flick from the 70s, check out Bullet Train. It's good. It's currently available streaming on Daily Motion, unfortunately. It's the English dub version, and there are quite a few commercials on that website. I don't like using that website as much anymore, because every other minute you're getting a commercial, but that's the easiest way to find it right now. It's there for you. And as always, I will see you next time.